Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today we're going to make a card, and we are going to be using the lovely indigo blue Flora, so this gorgeous lovely girl here, and we're going to be using the anemone and script, and I'm going to make an autumn card. So I've just cut this out as a stencil, and I'm going to make a long thin card. So that's my base. Orange colours because it's going to be an autumnal card, and then these are just 1/4 inches small. I don't give you measurements because you can do the card in whatever size you like, and again, you don't have to use these particular stamps. If you want to, you can use what you've got. I'm just here to give you some ideas, and hopefully from the ideas give you some inspiration. So we are going to stamp this one out, and I'm using some VersaFine. I could use Memento, but I'm going to use VersaFine because the VersaFine is very good at very fine images. So I just need to, I've just got a little bit of mucky just down on there. Just need to clear that off like that. Okay, so I'm going to put her about halfway up, so about there. Might not be quite halfway up, but hopefully it'll be just about right. And I'm just going to give her a good press like that and pick her up, and then we've got this gorgeous image of this young girl. I think they're just stunning images, they really are. I just love the detail of indigo blue stamps, and there's something different as well. You know, a lot of stamp companies, it's the same old, and with indigo blue they come up with just beautiful ideas, and they will ship worldwide. Well, they ship to America and Canada and Australia and stuff, so you know you can get them. That's my little image on there. If you're interested, I will always leave a link down below for you, so you can go on. And if you fancy a 20% discount off your first order, then all you've got to do is to put my name, Jane20, and you'll get a 20% discount. So that's quite good. Now, I could use the leaves, but I want to use this really big poppy, or anemone, or whatever flower you want it to be. I just want to use that one because it's nice and quite sort of subtle. But I do, which is why I'm stamping it up first. I need to make sure I've stamped it in the middle. I do need to make sure that I've got my mask on because I don't want it to come, oh, I've actually put it on there. I don't want it to come everywhere. So I'm just going to put it on, and I can line it up with that little leaf on there. And you can see some of the little pieces I haven't, because wisps of hair and stuff, you don't really want those to be over. So I'm going to take this one and just put it down at the bottom like that. Then I want to do it again. And I'm going to take it and put it in on the top like that. Okay, so we've got those coming through, and then those little spaces in between, I just want to do the lovely fine script. So it's going to be you could actually make it into a bookmark or a tag or something if you wanted to with this sort of shape, but we're not. We're going to make a card. So that one can come off of here. And then I want to put this lovely script, which is this one, and then that's going to go in. Let me just get another block. That one will do for there. Make sure it's the right way up and as straight as I can get it. About right. And then I'm going to make sure I've still got my masking on here like that. Now you can tack it down if you want to. I find that it's as easy to do this. And then I'm just literally going to use this script to just fill in a little bit of space there. A little bit of space there. Little bit of space there. So I'm just taking it round the edges, and I don't mind if it's coming in over the flower a little bit, but I just want it to come in like that. So you then, when you take that away, you've covered the whole of the card in a stamped image. Now I need to just clean this off. And I do use the stamping scrub because I find that it gets into all the tiny little holes and cleans and conditions your card really, your stamp really well. So it's something that I would still recommend if they still do it. I think they do, but I'm not too sure. Okay, so I just need to make sure that I clean this up first. Let me just get my spray bottle on there so I can just make sure that that's nice and clean. It's the nice thing about using a white clean mat. You can then make sure it's clean. There we go. That's that one. Okay, move those out of the way. Move my scissors out of the way because I don't need those. So that is our card base. And can you see how pretty that looks? Absolutely lovely. I think it looks really beautiful. Now we want it to be autumnal, so I want to use some alcohol inks with this, and I'm going to use, let me have a look and see, let's just get autumnal sort of colours out. So we want browns and greens and oranges, and oh, there's an orange one there. Oh, I've got a couple of orange ones there out. So those are sort of my orangey ones, maybe with a little bit of brown in there for my highlighting, and then maybe a little bit of green because we want something that's not quite what green. I'm gonna, okay, let's try a couple of greens and see what colours we've got. So I've got a scrap of paper here. Excuse me. Let's have a look at the greens. That's probably about right because I don't want too much of the green in there. Let's start with that, and we can always come back and see for the other bits. Now, I'm going to bring that in like that, and I'm going to bring you in a little bit. So just bring that in like that. Okay, and we can, I'm going to start by doing her first, and then we can do the other bits. So I need to put my specs on, and I want to have the really nice orange. I think it's probably, which one out of those two? I think it's probably that one that says orange. So I'm going to do the little flowers on here in this orange. Because I want it to be, as I say, a really nice sort of autumnal look to it. And you can see that I'm just going across it quite carefully. Bringing it down round on here. So that's our flower coming up. There's another one of the same flower here. And there's this one here. So this is the lovely orange in here. Now, if you're not somebody who likes colouring too much, you can always sponge it through. But I do like colouring, as you know. Now, I want one that's just a little bit darker, which is this one, to just give a little bit of detail just in on the centre here. Like that. So that's just given a little bit of colour in on there. Now we want some little bits of green somewhere, don't we? Not too much, but there's some little bits of green in here. So this is a little green leaf. That's a little green leaf. That's a little green leaf. These are little green leaves. Now, if they're really tiny pieces, just literally tap with your pen so it doesn't sort of come out everywhere. That, I think, is going to be, that's a little bit of a leaf on there. Okay, that'll do on that. Now, I want to do the, and these are all going to be sort of orangey. So that was the orange that we used, wasn't it? That's called orange. What are these other colours then? Dark yellow. Let's try that one and see that for some of the flowers, because I say I want to keep that sort of, have a look at this and see, that's more sort of a brown, but that'll be fine. So I'm just going to do these little flowers around here. And you don't have to have too many colours in there if you don't want to. See, there's little flowers down here. So I'm doing them all sort of with an autumnal feel to it. And these little ones here. These little ones up on here. And I'm just dotting them like that. And then I want some yellow. So I've got this yellow, which is, what's this one called? Dark Daffodil Delight. So we'll have that one. And that can do some of these little pieces round, just in on here. Just sort of the outside of there. Little bits of berries and things coming down here. Can be in the yellow for that autumnal look. Bits of flower in on here, bits up on here, ones up on here. So as I say, I want it all to be in that sort of yellows, orange, browns, autumnal look to it. Okay, that's fine for her flowers, which I think's great. Now I need to do her face. And with her face, I do use these Stampin' Up Flesh Tone ones, because they are really, really good. I've got a feeling it's this one I use, which is, what number is that? I can't even read it without my glasses on. It is SU 1000. So let me just see if that's the one that we use. Yes, it is. So that gives a really nice sort of skin tone colour on here. Now what I do is I do the base down to start off with. So I'm taking it all the way around on here. Leaving out her lips, doing a little bit on her face, like that. So that's got most of the colour in. Then what I want to do is to take one of the other ones. Now there's one which is paler than the other, and I think it's that one, or is it this one? And I'll tell you the number. Yes, that's the darker one. So I want this one, which is Dark Petal Pink. So that's actually one of the colours on there. So this, I just want to take it down on here and to just take some sort of colouring in down on here, and take her lips in this colour as well, and take her eyebrows up in that colour. So where it's coming down and on here, I'm just taking that little bit maybe up on here, a little bit down on here, and then we can have some of this coming down in onto just into her neck, and then I'm going back to the paler, and then I can just bring this in like this and just blend that in a little bit, and then I can just blend some of this in just a tad. There we go, and that gives us her face. Now if I wanted to choose a little bit of for her eyes, you can use whatever colour you want in there. I'm going to choose, let's try this one, it's a true blue, and I'm just going to choose the I think I'm going to have the light actually in there. So she's got sort of cornflower blues, so just in on here, just in on there, which is kind of nice. That can go back in on there, and I just need to take this pink again and just go over her eyelids in on there. That's better. So that's given her face. A little bit on her lips. Now if I wanted to make them a little bit pinker, I could do. I could take this one out, which is Light Flirty Flamingo, and that will give me just a little bit of pinker colour to her lips without making it too over the top. Okay, so that's going to be her face like that. So you've seen all the colouring in on of there, which is fine, and then I am going to bring you back out again, so excuse the wobble while I just take it back out. There we go. And we're now going to go on to the actual flower part, and this is, if you don't like doing your colouring, you can actually leave all of that and just do it with some sponge daubers or some blending brushes. Entirely up to you. Sorry, I'm just putting my pens away so that they don't fall everywhere. Okay, so I want these autumnal colours, so let me have a look and see. I'm going to have a yellow, I'm going to have an orange, and I'm going to have a peachy colour. There we go. Let's just take those out like that. Okay, so these are my oranges and my peach colours, and that's going to give me my autumnal feel. So I'm going to do this in with, shall we try it with a blending brush? Might work. Let's have a look and see. I've got this one, which has got some brown in it, which is fine. Let's see if I've got much in on there. No, not very much. A little bit of pink maybe. Okay, so I'm going to start with the yellow, because it's always good if you're using a blending brush to do pale to dark. And I'm going to take this one, which I use for blending so that I don't get my new one too mucky. So I'm just going to take this has got the yellow in it, and we're going to take some of this in just up like that. We're going to take this up this way. Okay, so that's that one. And then I'm going to do the Calypso Coral, which is the next one on. So this is going to come in from here. take that from that way, maybe in on this way. There we go. And then I'm going to take this one like this, and then this is the orangey one, so we can have this with some more orange in, because I quite like that. Can you see how it sort of blends through? I'm just taking this out, so I want it quite sort of brightly coloured as well. Even though it's autumn, autumn colours can be quite rich, can't they? So that's going to come to there again, and then I'm going to go back and do some more of that yellow, I think, because I think that that yellow will just blend it through a bit more. So let's take that in, take that in that way. Okay, so that's taken that in. Now I want to tone it down around the edges. So we're going to take, I'm going to take Early Espresso, so quite a dark one, I think, and see, that's better. So I'm just taking this round on the edge, because then that will tone it down quite nicely and make it not too bright. I do quite like that, but you've still got your colours coming through. Okay, that's lovely. Now the only thing I need to do is to do her hair, and I've waited until we've got to that stage, because then when I use the alcohol markers in for her hair, it's not going to come in the way. Now I want it fairly sort of a dark brown, I think, so let me just have a look at this one and see. That's going to be perfect. Okay, so I want to have her hair quite sort of brown, so I'm going to take this in from here, and so I can take it up. I need to just come very, very carefully with these bits. That comes in like this. Then I can take this round here. Now I haven't put you out on this one because I don't think you need to see that much really. So I'm just bringing it in. But you can see then it covers up the bits that you're doing with the blending brush. So I'm going to get lots of muck on there because of this. I haven't cleaned this up actually. Let me just clean this up for a second, because where I was sponging, I've got quite a bit of colour on there, and I really don't want to have that all over my hands when I go to put the card together. So let's just bring this one back in like this, and we're just doing hair. So let's get this out. I can take some of this down on here. Just coming through. I'm doing the bottom bit first, then I'll work my way up. Take it round. I need to do it this way actually, then I can see where her face is. So this is all her lovely hair. And then I can just come round on here. And as I say, you know, take your time with your colouring. I'm doing this fairly quickly because for the video I don't want it to go on sort of forever. But then it does make her, brings her face round a bit more. And this comes in where all of these little pieces are, around where her hair is. Whoops. I need to just do this with my, so I'm bringing this in so it comes right sort of round her face. Round like that. That will do. I could probably do with just filling in this bit a bit where her hair comes down, and maybe just a few little pieces down on here. Okay, that'll do. So that's then given her hair a nice sort of contrast so that it brings her face in nicely. And then all I need to do is to put this in on here so you can see. Let me take this out of the way because then that will get grubby. Okay, so can you see how lovely you've got those sort of autumn looks on there? So if I put this in like this on here, because we've got all of that nice sort of brown around the edge, I'm just going to use a tape runner this time. So let's just put that on the top. Like that, and that should then go in here nicely. Whoa, sorry, Donna. I always do that when I've got my glasses on my head, so I'll take my glasses off and then I can just get in, so I can get that to there, and then that goes on perfectly with a bit of luck. That goes on like that. That can then go in like that on there. And then I just need to put a sentiment or something on here. Now let's have a look and see what the sentiment is with this, with her. Has she got one on her? What did I do with her? There she is over here. What have we got on here? I don't have ducks in a row. I have squirrels, and they are everywhere. That's quite funny, isn't it? I think I'm going to have that. I have squirrels in my garden, so that's quite appropriate in there, I think. So let's take this one out. This I'm going to do in black. Now, it's probably one that I should cut round. Can you see how much of rubber there is on this? But we'll have a go. Because I'm going to be cutting the bits out, I don't think it'll matter too much. So let me just... That's actually fine. So I'm going to put this on. Doesn't really matter what I put it on, as long as I can then just take it out. Just need a little snippet. There we go. That'll do. So I'm just going to put this on here like that. I don't have ducks in a row. I have squirrels, and they're everywhere. I do love some of these sentiments. They're quite amusing, aren't they? Okay, so let me just put this in like this. And I quite like, as you know, taking my words and just cutting them up a bit. So I think I'm just going to glue this on, or glue this on here so it's all in the right place. And then we can put this in on here. in there. Okay, and then so I want this to come up from here. And I'm just cutting this out, so I'm going quiet because I'm concentrating on cutting. So I don't have ducks in a row. I have squirrels. Is that down enough? A little bit on here, I think. I always go quiet when I'm doing cutting out because I would like to concentrate to get it. There we go. Right, so they are going to, now I could just sponge round, or I'm going to take this dark brown actually, I think, and I'm just going to, whoops, just go around the edge with this. So just so the edge is not quite so stark. Okay, so that's that one. Do the same with this one. And go around this edge. There we go. And then put this one in here. Let's go around on here. There we go. So we've just done it round the edge so that it doesn't make it quite so stark. This one I've got to do with wet glue because it's a little tiny and it's not going to go otherwise. So let's put this in like this. If I can get some glue out of it. Oh, let's pull some of it out. You can always guarantee I get my glue out and it's got a little bit of stuck on there. Let's hopefully it'll come out in a minute. If not, I'm going to have to get my lid. Right, always keep a little pin so you can go inside and do that and then it'll come out. So let's try again. There we go. It was very warm yesterday, so I think it was probably had a little bit. I don't have ducks in a row. Can go up there. I have squirrels. I don't know whether to have the two at the bottom or the, I think I might have that one at the bottom or at the top. I can't really work out. It's going to go at the bottom. I have squirrels. And then this one can go at the bottom. And then put that there. And they are everywhere. So there we go. A fun card with a nice background, and as I say, you can take any of those elements out of there you want, but quite fun to do a long thin card for a change. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.